My sound is good.
Welcome to America's Top Rebbetzins. May this class be for Refuah Shalema, for Lior Tovia Ben Haya Ashna, and also for Adele Bat Bela. Please click the subscribe button to subscribe to us on America's Top Rebbetzins YouTube page, or click follow to follow us on your podcasting app so that you are the first to know when an inspiring new episode is posted. I am really excited to have on today's show a very special guest. Her name is Rebbetzin Haya Uzan. Rebbetzin Haya and her husband, Rabbi Israel Uzan, are emissaries at the Chabad of Nigeria. They help to build a Jewish community center and Jewish communal life in the city of Abuja. Chabad of Nigeria nourishes a community that is respectful and sensitive to diversity. They host Jewish services and events, Shabbat and holiday services, educational programs for people of all ages, and also provide multilingual services and resources to Jewish businesses and business people who travel there and individuals working in Nigeria. Their programs are designed to strengthen Jewish identity and understanding of Jewish culture to the wider community. Wow, you really do accomplish a lot. Please tell us more about yourself and what you do.
Hi, nice to meet you. Nice to hear you.
Thank you.
So you've described it so well. You did so much research, I guess. Anyway, so I'm Haya Uzan, originally from France. You can hear from my accent, right?
I love your accent. It's beautiful.
So I grew up in the north of France, Lille, a city called Lille. So it's not so far from Paris. It's just an hour train, but in France we have like the fast train. So like driving, it's like 3 hours. And my parents were sent on shlichut there some 35 years ago by the Rebbe. Mm-hmm. And we grew up there, and we didn't have a Jewish school there. So we went to school in Paris. We stayed by my grandparents, and it was like that. We lived like that, and we came back on the Shabbat by our parents. And I always felt like proud to be helping my parents, and I also that's how I wanted to go on shlichut, because I felt like you feel so good when you help people and you give to people, and I felt like the need of redoing what I grew up with. And yeah, that's kind of where I come from.
That is so beautiful. That is really beautiful. And now you're in Nigeria. It's such, for us in America, it's such an exotic destination to be in Nigeria. I mean, many of us have never been to Nigeria. Many of us have never been to Africa. And I just was curious, are there a lot of Jews in Nigeria? And if there are, can you please tell us about them and the Jewish community there?
So yes. So first of all, we moved here, when we got married in 2010, we moved here just for the Chagim, just for the holidays. We came here, to visit the people here. My husband was actually coming here as a young rabbi, like before getting married, for the Chagim, like for Pesach and for Rosh Hashanah, like the big holidays. And, he came here, he came to different places in Africa. He was sent by Rabbi Shlomo Ben Tolila, the head shliach of Central Africa, which he's based in Congo, mm-hmm. and he's still there. And so he sent about things like that for the Jewish holidays. And so when we got married, my husband was telling me about his experience in Nigeria, and I was very like, wow, that's so interesting. And we just got married in February, and in April, he told me, why not going for Pesach there? And I say, yeah, sure, let's go. And then we started to go, and, we did, like the first time I went, I was not like thinking I'm going to move there one day. I was just thinking, okay, it's a nice experience. People were nice. It's an interesting culture. There is a lot of Israelis not traveling, but actually working there. It's a lot of family. There's a lot of children. Okay, it's nice. But I didn't know I would ever end up, living there. Now, 12 years later, it's like funny how all the things that we went through and how everything like a puzzle came together. And we're here. We're in Abuja. And yes, so Baruch Hashem, we have kind of a big community in Nigeria. Nigeria is a big country. So we're in Abuja, which is one of the cities. There is now new shluchim in Lagos also.
Oh, wow.
And yes, which is the other city. We started there, at the beginning, we were there. And we have, I would say, like 30, 35, sorry, I'm just gonna remove my, we have like around 30 families, Jewish families in Abuja. Most of them are Israeli families that come here for projects to work here for a few years. And then we have a lot of people like working in embassies and American embassy and British embassy and some organizations. And we have like a little mix of everything. So altogether, we have probably in Abuja, 400 Jews living here.
Wow.
And yeah. And so, yeah, I mean, that's, I would say 80% of Israelis, and the rest is just combination of different cultures. Yeah, Nigeria is like an English speaking country. So we have like different people from like South Africa, you know, England, US. And it's very interesting to meet people from all over.
Wow, that's fascinating. And it must make it easier for you, at least, that people speak English and you can communicate with them. It's a big plus.
Yeah. I mean, I come from France, so
right, but you're speaking very well. So, yes.
Yeah, I had to learn Hebrew, like, because, like, you know, we learn in school Hebrew, but just to speak was a different story. You know, like I had to relearn how to speak. Like I used to like make classes like for women, and I used to make a mix of English and Hebrew, and it was like, you know, they were like being nice. Yeah, it's okay, we understand. And then one day I'm like, I have to really get into the Hebrew. I have to break my teeth. I have to do it. And then Baruch Hashem, now I'm improving. I'm not gonna say I'm perfect, but I'm improving at least.
That's amazing. That's amazing. And even to know that they're 400. Wow, it's like for Nigeria. Is that a large community? Like, do you know all around Africa? Like, is the Jewish community in Nigeria, is it one of the larger Jewish communities in Africa?
I don't think, I mean, you know, for me, it's not such a large community. It's because also we have to say something is that some people work out of the city for the week. They go to different sites around Nigeria to build, to do some agriculture, security, and then they will come only for the weekend back to Abuja. So a lot of people that even the family is here, like I have a few friends here, Israeli friends, they are here with their kids, they live in a place with all of them, and then the husband goes to work on Sunday afternoon or Monday morning, and then comes back either Friday or Saturday, which for them, you know, they only see them like for a day and a half, like during the week. The rest of the time they're away in different like small cities. So, you know, when I say 400 Jews, it looks like a lot, but then maybe, I don't know, 30% go out to those different places. And then there is a lot of older Israelis that come to work for like a few weeks, and then they go back to Israel for a few weeks to be with the family, and then they come back for a few weeks. It's not like business people, it's mostly people that have projects here, that have, I mean, it's business people. I'm saying they have a company here, yes, and they come and go, but for a longer period.
I understand now. Got it. So they're not in Abuja 100% of the time. They're
yeah, that's why. Like we have like, so we have a few years kind of the same community, and sometimes it changes, and then some people come, some people go. It's a very,
it's a very transient community. People are here, people leave out. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. And I understand that a few years ago you built actually a mikvah in Nigeria, which is so amazing. I imagine there's such a great story behind that. Can you please tell us the story behind how the mikvah was built and why it was built?
So we have a lot of stories, actually. When I was trying to think like only the mikvah story, there is a lot of like different stories that came together just for the Chabad house, and then for the mikvah, and then for the preschool, and then, so, you know, we moved here to Abuja 9 years ago, and for a few years we were going with, seeing what the community needs, like, right. So we had a Hebrew school, and then we had programs for the women, and then we had classes for the men. And one day I realized there was a lot of small children, so I decided to open the preschool. So, slowly we go with, with what we see we need,
Yes.
it doesn't make sense for us to make like a preschool if there's no children. So we made slowly adjustments here and there. And then when I studied the preschool, mikveh is the first thing you have to do when you move to a place. Like, I would not say not everybody has the luck to do it the first thing. I mean, some people live in a place for quite a few years and they have no mikveh, they have to travel. And I did travel for a few times. And but it was always on my list, my to-do list, like the first thing. And with my husband also. But the thing is, in Nigeria, to get a land to build a mikveh is a big issue. So first of all, you usually, just to find the land is very hard. Then you find the land that is to sell, but then when you do some research, it's already sold, or it's they tell you, yeah, you can buy it, but then it's already owned by someone else. So you give the money to that person, but it's a big mess. So the thing is, you have to do a lot of research. You have to go to the government of I don't know how to call the land people to make, so that takes time. Yes. And we're like really trying to, to ask for help from people that know like what's going on here. And everybody wanted to help in a way, but, we didn't see anything going forward. Like, we were like, okay, we're stuck. What we're going to do for the mikveh? We cannot build where we were staying before. It was like a place where we lived in a house with the different houses. I don't know how to call it, a compound, whatever. And we couldn't build there because it's not ours. And the preschool was not an option. It's not ours. Also, we were renting. And we were really, really looking. And my husband was just visiting lands and stuff. And he was even thinking maybe we should buy a big land and then have the Chabad house and then the mikveh and then everything together. But it's really hard to find that. And one day he was meeting with an Israeli that works here for a few years already. And he was telling him, I'm struggling to find the land and it's really frustrating. And what could I do? Like, how can I make things easier? And the man was, I'm sorry for the background.
No worries, all good.
Children are running out of the house. So the man was really nice. And he was saying, he told my husband, you know what? I have a land now that I have for a few years. I want to build there. For now, it's not a project yet, but we're trying to things take time. So the thing is, I can give you a piece of my land in the site. You can rent it from me, no problem. You rent this place. Whenever I'm going to build, you're going to have to move. But if you want to take the risk and come, and we're like, okay, let's go. And we brought a rabbi here, Rabbi Grossbaum from somewhere in the US. I forgot where he lives. I think Philadelphia, but I'm not sure. And he came, he's a specialist with mikvahot and building the mikveh. And he was working under the sun, making plans and just to make like the whole specifications, the measurements. Yes. And working with people. And Baruch Hashem, we built, it took a long time. And we worked with architects from France, actually, like architects that built mikveh before, and then interior designers. And then we went around places to find tiles. And every time people were like, just go to the market, get tiles. And I went to the market and I was telling my husband, I don't want the cheap tiles for the mikveh. I want the nice tiles. I want the people to come in the mikveh and say, wow, this is such a nice place. Yeah. I don't want them to come and feel like it's less nice than what they have in their house. I want them to be impressed. Yes. So we found a place that imports tiles from Italy, and then we worked with them. And we didn't have a budget at the beginning. We were just discovering how everything works. And Baruch Hashem, with a few fundraisers, sponsors, and my husband did all the fundraising. I'm not so good at that. Baruch Hashem, we found 40 people to donate such a sum of money, and Baruch Hashem, people were really happy to help and really excited for that. And yeah, that's all. No, sorry, not this. Sorry. By Zoom. Sorry, my kids are running out to go swim, and
that's okay, no problem.
anyways, so we imported the tiles. We didn't know, this company. We didn't know if the tiles would arrive or not. So it took time, but Baruch Hashem, we did it. And when we finally opened the mikveh, like the first night, we did like a big event. We invited all the women. That was 5 years ago. I feel it was yesterday. But you know, on your phone, you get like pictures 5 years ago. And then like this month, I got pictures and I'm like, I told my husband, could you imagine 5 years already? So Baruch Hashem, and every time a woman comes to the mikveh for the first time, or not for the first time, they really feel good because it's a nice place and it's not big. There's only one room to get ready and the mikveh, but it's just like, you know, it's whatever we needed here, and it's beautiful to see people enjoying the fact that we have a mikveh here. And I don't know if people like, you know, I have a lot of friends that still don't have a mikveh, and I see the struggles, and I remember how I was struggling.
Yes.
And some people would be like, okay, yeah, I'll go to the mikveh. You know, like I want them to realize, wow, you're so lucky you have a mikveh around you, you know, 10 minutes away from the house here. We're in Abuja, we're in Nigeria. And yes, Baruch Hashem, we have to thank Hashem every day for that.
Wow, it's so special you were able to do that, and so many things were going wrong in the beginning, and you know, you couldn't find the land, and you know, you couldn't figure out where to build, and finally, like, I feel like it's hashgacha practice. I feel like it's the hand of Hashem that He really helped you find the place to build it, to raise the money to build it, and to actually build it. And now it sounds like you have such a gorgeous mikvah with beautiful Italian tiles for women to come and to immerse in the mikvah and just to fulfill the mitzvah. I think it's amazing, really beautiful.
Yes. Hashem.
And so now that there is a mikvah in Nigeria and a Chabad house, can you please talk to us about what Jewish life is like in Nigeria?
So it's I don't know, like I would say, oh, it's amazing. It is amazing. It's nice. I, Baruch Hashem, always, like when I speak about it, I don't feel like I'm missing something, you know, from, okay, my kids don't have a Jewish school. We have a preschool, Baruch Hashem, but my older kids don't have a Jewish school. So they have online school, which works very well for us. And I mean, everything has their, you know, good things and not so good things, but Baruch Hashem, like my kids are really engaged into it. They love it. They have such great teachers. And we are in the Hebrew zone. So like they learn like in the morning, and then in the afternoon, I have like different activities for them. So that's for my children. I have the preschool the whole day for the small ones. So I bring like usually two girls to help for the year, and they give like a little, you know, push for the activities and Hebrew school. And so anytime we have, let's say there's no school, let's say the Israeli kids, they go to the American international school or the British international school, it depends. And whenever they have a day off or a week off, we have a day camp. So like the week of Purim, we're gonna have a full day, like a full weekly camp. And so it's really nice to see people come, they learn about the holiday, they want to do it at home. We have Shabbos meals. We usually invite like different families. Sometimes we give out challah on Friday for the refuah shlema of people, or just in the memory of people. So that's something we are doing. My husband usually goes to visit different people that needs a mezuzah, or, for a new office or the house. We opened a small supermarket a few years ago.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like a small, cute place, but you know, people, when we first opened, people were coming inside, oh, wow, we have so many Israeli products. And we were trying to like bring like a container from Israel with different things that they would like bamba and chalva and even the Israeli shampoo. And slowly you bring them these, and then they want to buy also the kosher meat and the kosher wine. So wow. Yes, yeah, and we brought like kosher meat from South Africa, which is not so close from us, but we managed to bring it, and it's a very good meat. I don't know if you guys already tasted the meat from South Africa. It's really good meat. And we have the Makolet, the store, And every holiday we make it special. We make a women's event every month. We try to do like a nice class where they would be interested and to learn about our culture and everything. Yeah, that's kind of what we're doing. I'm trying to think what I didn't. We have like a teenager program also. We do like every few weeks we do like a nice event. I think that's all. I mean, every day comes another thing, another challenge. Like my husband had someone that passed away here, and to bring it to Israel. And one time it happened that we had to bury him here because there was no way to bring him to Israel, whatever, long story. So you have to build like a small site in the cemetery to bury the person, because it has to be separate, like a Jewish cemetery, but we don't have a Jewish cemetery. So it has, a whole, like it was last year that this thing happened, because every time, Chas v'shalom, like there's not a lot of people passing away, but some people that passed away, they were brought to Israel right away, but this person couldn't. So it was like a very new thing, but you have to learn how to deal with the new things, And so that's kind of the Jewish life, the kosher, yeah, we could say the kosher, the Jewish life also. And now, I mean, a few years ago, we started also humanitarian programs for the locals here, for the Nigerians. We actually had a sponsor approached us, like someone from France approached us and said he wanted to give a donation, but not for the community. He didn't want to give for the Jewish actions. He said, it's beautiful what you do, but what I want to give is for helping like people that are in need in Nigeria. And he was doing that in different countries, and he wanted us to. And we were very new with that. We didn't know where to start. There's so much to give, like around your house, there's people like children that don't go to school, that have food on their head to sell. And like, where do you start? Where do you give? And we did some research. We visited school. We visited like a special needs school. And this is how we started. We went and helped them, doing things for so it's like teenagers that have like special needs. And so we bought for them a candle machine so they can make candles and then sell them. And then they started making different like chicken farming and like things they can do on their own and then sell it. And then they could get money. It's like a small job. So we helped them develop different programs. And then we started, and then you cannot stop. It's right. Like we have to do something. So when we fundraised for our budget, we opened a special organization called Chabad Aid, which has their own special budget just for our humanitarian programs. And we didn't stop since then. We are just, Baruch Hashem, it's like we started giving food into villages and renovating schools. And this past year, we did like a few borehole, where you could get like water, how do you say, so these villages in Nigeria that are not so far from us, that don't have running water, they don't have water to drink, nothing. They have to walk like a few miles, I don't know how many miles, and carry on their head and on their hands, like just to wash clothes or cook food or anything. And sometimes it's not even clean, and they have a lot of disease. So we find a company that drill borehole inside, and it's like a few meters down, like every place is different. So we have to bring an engineer and measure and everything. And then when you open the water tank, I don't know how to call it, when you actually do it, it takes a few days. When you actually do it, we do a program, we give out food, we give out clothes. And the kids are so excited just for the water. It's like you open it and you see all the smiles and all the joy and we have quite a few videos on we have an Instagram page, Chabad Aid International, and you could see the joy of the kids. It's like, we can't stop. It's like, we have to do something else. We have to do it. And it's beautiful. And Baruch Hashem, we have some sponsors that are very interested in that, and they come here and they want to help. and it's beautiful. It's really, really nice.
That is so special. It's incredible because I mean, you're helping the Jewish community, but you're also helping the non-Jewish community around you. It's such a Kiddush Hashem. It really, really is. And they see the Nigerians, the native Nigerians see that there are Jewish people that are willing to help them. And you're making such a difference, especially with the water, as you were just saying. Here we take for granted, in the United States, we take it for granted. We could turn on the sink, we can get water, we can go to the store and buy bottles of water, but in Nigeria, it's not so simple. It's really, really not easy. And for such a thing that we consider such a basic need, water, for that to bring so much joy to them, that they now have fresh water that they could drink, that they could cook with, that they could wash their clothes with. It's really, really incredible what you're doing for them. Really amazing. And yeah. And I also want to say, it's the kosher supermarket that you have. I still can't get over it because I travel a lot within the United States. I really try to go to each state, and to visit the Jewish community, to visit all the different sites. I have to tell you, not all Jewish communities in the United States have kosher supermarkets. And just to know that there's a kosher supermarket in Nigeria, it's really, right now, it's blowing my mind. It really, really is.
So now you can come and visit.
Yes. You have a mikvah, you have a Jewish supermarket, there's a Chabad house, you can daven, you can do Shabbat. Really, you have like the whole infrastructure there, that people could really lead a Jewish life, at least somewhat comfortably, Wow.
Yes, I think so. Yes, Baruch Hashem, yes.
It's incredible. Wow. So now I want to ask you on a different line of questions. How have you found your personal experience as a Chabad emissary in Nigeria? What has it been like to live in a place with no extended family, like your parents are not there, aunts, uncles, family, cousins? What is that like for you?
So, a lot of people ask me this: do you miss your family? Do you miss? For sure, I miss my family. For sure, I would be I would love to be there at every bris milah, bar mitzvah, weddings. We try to travel at the big events and everything. But also, the thing is, I always think about it, and because I lived in a place where my parents were also on shlichut, and I don't have aunts or uncles or cousins or close to us in our city, and even in Paris, like most of my family lives in US or sorry, 1 second.
Okay.
So
you're saying that you don't even really have a lot of family in France, like where your parents were living, right?
Yeah, I guess we were used to it. I mean, it's nice to have family around and everything, but I guess I was not so used to it. But we miss our family. We have my husband's family parents came to visit a few times. Last year for Pesach, we had all this family come. It was such a nice Pesach. So we had Baruch Hashem, we try. The family come to visit, or we go back once a year in France to visit the family and to put the kids in camp and, to do some shopping. Yes. So it's actually very nice. But my experience, it's funny because when you don't live in a place, like I see like other shluchot or other friends or whatever living in such crazy places like Cambodia and Mauritius and things like that. And I'm asking myself, how do they do? But you know what? When you live in a place, you have the strength, and every place is meant for someone. And then, you have to deal with the everyday challenges and it's your life. It's, you choose it, and you have to find the best way to make it easier for you, for your family. And, personally, sometimes, people tell me, so you do so you're doing like the ambassadors, you come for a few years and then you go. And then we're like, no, we don't. We're here. The Chabad emissaries, they come. I mean, when you move to a place and you are there for life, you don't move. And in a way, I always tell my husband, for me, it's just easier like that, because if you're coming just for a few years, by the time you want to build a mikveh, you have to go back already. So it doesn't make sense. Like by the time your kids are like getting used to the place, you have to move them around. Like, I think it makes more sense to just stay here. And also when you're here and you know that's your life, you're getting more involved. Like, you want to have a supermarket, you want to have some stuff here.
Yes.
You want to have a preschool because this is where you're going to live here.
Yes.
You know, my husband always makes a joke. Maybe one day we'll open a retired home, no, like a old age home, you know?
Yes.
Yes, maybe. We never know. For now, we're still young and growing here with our family. But, you know, we have to, I don't know, you have to appreciate what you have. And I think that also Nigeria, I always try to tell people like to come and visit, because Nigeria gives you such a lesson for life, how to be grateful with what you have and how to, you know, to thank Hashem for what we have and whatever, you know, we can do for others. Also, it fills you so much. It fills your tank so much, because you know, you're giving, you're showing appreciation, you're smiling to people outside. And I mean, I also learned a lot from people here in Nigeria. They're very smiling people, and you know, they might not have everything we have, you know, like in the culture, I'm saying, but they're still very happy. And I don't know, they have a culture of just like, you know, like a smiling and children. Like, we were in a school like how many, 3 weeks ago? Yeah, it's going to be a month ago, Rosh Chodesh Adar Aleph. We did a program in a school for glasses. We brought like women doctors from Nigeria to test the kids for eyesight, and we gave out glasses. We have a sponsor from New York. I think it's like the company name is Yogo Vision or something, and I forgot his first name. Sorry. And he donated us glasses for children with the like different numbers, like a few of the numbers, not exact. I mean, you know, some kids we wrote down the prescription because we couldn't give them the exact glasses, but we're gonna make the glass and then put it.
Yes.
But the ones we tested the kids and whatever, and it was a school that had like 1,000 kids in the school. It was a huge school. And I saw the queue was long, and there was only 3 doctors testing. I mean, only 3, but still 3 doctors testing the children. It was taking like a, you know, quite a, you know, the kids were waiting, and I put on music with I had a Bluetooth speaker with me. I put on music, and then the children were dancing around me. They wanted to dance, and they are very good dancers, like really, really good. They were so cute, and I had so much fun. I felt so good, like as if I gave them, I don't know what, I just put on music and danced with them, and I felt so good. I don't know. I like, sometimes you have days like you're trying to think how I'm going to manage, how I'm going to do this. But then you see their smiles, and I saw them dancing. I couldn't stop. I was like so excited. Wow. Anyways, yeah, that's what I feel. But well, Hashem, yeah, I really like what I do. When you do things with passion and things that you like to do, yes, then
makes all the difference. Yes.
Yeah.
Wow, it's incredible. And how about the Jewish community? Are the Jews in Nigeria, are they open to your outreach? Like when you reach out to them and invite them for Shabbos meals or to come for a Purim Suda, like, are they responsive?
So it's actually very funny how, you know, some Israelis, you know, that live here, you know, in Israel, maybe, you know, I just trying to understand, like in Israel, you know, you open TV, you have, okay, Purim Sameach, happy Purim, ta. Even if you're not really religious, you know, even if you're not practicing or traditional, you go outside, you see the bus passing, Mishoch Manot, Hanachot, you know, like sale, and this. You have the holiday all around you, but sometimes you don't do it at home.
Yes.
So like you see the holiday, but some people don't connect with it. But here in Nigeria, because they don't have all the around stuff, they're looking to feel this some of the holiday, you know what I mean?
Yes.
So when we do an activity for children, for sure they want to send the kids, you know, for sure, even if people are not strictly kosher or Shabbat keeping people or whatever, they still want to attach and do the kiddush, and they do it at home. Some people do it at home. Some people want to come and join us, and some people want to learn how to make challah just because they want to feel a little bit of Israel inside their house, you know, like. So that's incredible. And I feel like if we can make a difference of how beautiful is Judaism for their eyes, for these children, maybe they will grow up and want to learn more. And, this is our goal, to show them the beauty. And then we have people that actually coming and from traditional families that want to keep things, and we make it I think we make it easier because we invite them to the shul, the prayer, and then the Hebrew school, and then Baruch Hashem, it's keeping the traditions and the culture alive.
That's so important. It really is, because they're far away from their home, and you're bringing that home back. In Nigeria, you're really making them connect with the holidays, with Shabbat, and wow, it's amazing. You're bringing that to them. It's fantastic. Wow. Well, thank you so much, Rebbetzin Haya, for taking the time to join us on America's Top Rebbetzins. We really enjoyed having you on the show. I think everything that you said was just so interesting. And we hope today's learning will be for the Refuah Shalema for Lior Tovia Ben Haya Ashna, and also for Adele Bat Bela. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thanks to you.
Thank you.